Welcome back to the Digital Ledger, everybody. Okay, I wanted to bring an article to you, which is really pretty powerful. This is from Advisor Bid News, and the article is basically talking about XRP, the future of finance services, the global digital reserve currency. Now, I want to run through this. It is a great read. Just listen to the way they break this down. What if I told you there's a technology that exists that has an intent to be a one world ledger? Remember what Glenn Hutchins said, values in the protocol, not the token. To record all transactions between all parties and values, including everyday items you'd purchase, real estate, stocks, bonds, the world's debt. Traditional fiat currencies, investment vehicles, and essentially everything in every account worldwide. Most financial advisors and institutional investors and even retail investors are not yet aware that this technology exists, and the company, Ripple, has relationships with nearly every central bank on earth. Major companies like Amazon, American Express, Vanguard, and leading banks like Bank of America, which cite Ripple in patent applications. Let's do a couple use cases on the future of digital money. I believe Bitcoin maximalists or Bitcoin investors would be interested in the exploration and how different use cases of Bitcoin distributed ledger technology could be utilized. Let's take a look at Bitcoin transactions in the future. Let's say you bought a cup of coffee that usually costs $2. However, in Bitcoin at a price of, let's say, $10,000 USD per Bitcoin, the cup of coffee would cost 0.0002 Bitcoin from XYZ merchant. What Bitcoin does during this transaction is record how much each party has in each respective digital wallet and what two parties were included in the transaction at what time the transaction happened, and this information is distributed through multiple ledgers worldwide. What Bitcoin ledgers do not do, and I believe this is very important to the future of globally recognized digital reserve currency, is record what unique identifiers of what assets were transferred, such as a UPC or a SKU code for the tangible items, an MLS number for real estate, or a CUSIP, which is the code for stocks or bonds. Using the same example listed above, using XRP's on-demand liquidity and distributed ledger technology, whether you bought a cup of coffee from a merchant company or from your friend, an individual, the XRP ledger would record which individual or company transacted what value between each party when the transaction took place, what the unique value identifier of what the asset or value is, and which asset, such as currency, was used for the transaction. Therefore, I believe every transaction of value and asset worldwide will inevitably be on the XRP ledger. Recorded through each central bank's digital currency, through each Federal Reserve's members bank, and through the interledger protocol through Ripple's XRP. Therefore, Bitcoin's distributed ledger, while impressive and futuristic, is limited in its ability to capture all the information needed to be a one world ledger for everything. I love this term that they're using in this article, one world ledger. Bitcoin essentially records the value of itself. Who owns what Bitcoin in the transactions between Bitcoin? XRP's distributed ledger has the ability to record all values and information needed for every transaction for all of history, for all of mankind. I believe XRP to be the new one world ledger, or will be better known as the global reserve digital currency. Every central bank will have their own CBDC, central bank digital currency, and all their member banks and institutions will use the same ledger. Therefore, all transactions, individual to company, and company to company, and all values will be on one ledger. They're branded as on-demand liquidity and is the only tool I'm aware of available to the world's elite and central banks to bail out every industry and the global debt worldwide. By the appreciation and mass adoption of XRP, we're quickly entering into a cashless society, and XRP is positioned perfect as on-demand liquidity, inevitably to save everyone from this liquidity crisis. Another way to explain it is that Ripple is to XRP as Exxon is to oil. Ripple and Exxon are the companies and XRP the oil. The currency's commodities. The whole world will inevitably use XRP, and Ripple will continue to raise money to increase the mass adoption of XRP worldwide. I encourage every financial advisor on behalf of you, your families, and your clients to learn more about Ripple's technologies, how its utility could far exceed that of Bitcoin, and how I believe the technology has what's needed to actually be a one world ledger. Also, it is the only tool I'm aware of available to central banks to bail out every government, industry, and the people from this black swan current health event. We live in a world of relationships. No one has physical relationship with Bitcoin. Ripple's XRP and leadership has a relationship with many of the who's who of society, of world's leaders internationally, major corporations, central banks, as mentioned in this article, and is branded as on-demand liquidity, which you'll increasingly see is the issue and needed everywhere. Liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. Does Bitcoin offer liquidity? For the record, I don't think Bitcoin is going to zero, and I believe that Bitcoin will continue to increase in value alongside of XRP and a couple other select cryptocurrencies with real utility. Bitcoin, even though it is first and currently largest cryptocurrency by market cap, lacks the utility needed by central banks to bail out world governments and industries from all this debt. The only technology capable of tracking all the details, anything imaginable of value between people and companies currently appears to be Ripple's XRP. Welcome to the Internet of Value. What if you knew about Bitcoin when it was a couple cents? And as of March 25th, 2020, XRP is floating around 16 cents to the USD. What is the value of knowing about the future one world ledger before it has mass adoption worldwide? I don't believe Bitcoin has the ability to be a ledger for everything. It's just a ledger of itself. What is the value of knowing the future global digital reserve currency before it's officially announced? Are there any other cryptocurrencies that are trying to claim to be the one world ledger? Are there any other cryptocurrencies that have relationships with central banks and world leaders like Ripple? To my knowledge, no. It's not like the central banks and world leaders need multiple one world ledgers. They only need one. If we truly are ushering into one world currency in a cryptocurrency type of way that's cashless, then what will become the global digital reserve currency? Hopefully, this current health event resolves quickly. However, if not, the global equity markets happen to close due to sharp decline in markets, then will crypto markets also close? I tend to side with no. The crypto markets will remain open even if the equity markets close. However, time will tell. Either way, I'm keeping a close eye on XRP and BTC and the rollout of potential cashless society. These below are some supporting documents to support the narrative in this article. Every one of these links to information support everything that I just read to you. Now, I got to tell you, this is one of the most incredible articles laying out the case for Ripple XRP to be the one world ledger and the global reserve currency. If you have an opportunity, please scan to the bottom, and I will hold it and pause it here so you can see these links. Feel free, pause the video, and start looking, and I encourage you to look at all of this. I think I'm actually going to pin this video that I'm making to the top of the channel, so that way this can be the reference video that you could give to anybody who doesn't understand what the objective is of Ripple and XRP. All right, I want to thank you for your time. If you like the content here, I please ask you to share it on the social platforms that you're on, and hit that like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Let's broaden the conversation. Let's keep bringing people into this thing. We get the best out of one another. The more people we can bring into this and share our perspectives and our insight on the investments, and we can carry this dialogue even further. Thank you. Until next time, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.